Welcome to the Small Steps, Big Wins podcast. I'm dedicated to helping you take control of your life. Together, we'll explore practical tips, expert advice, and inspiring stories to help you overcome obstacles and achieve your goals. Making small changes is possible and can lead to big results. Are you ready? Let's go do this. Hey, welcome to another Wednesday Wisdom. This is Sue Saller with you, and I'm so glad you're spending your time with me. So today, I was just inspired to talk about being stuck. So my question to you is, do you feel stuck? Are you stuck in life? Are you stuck in your job? Are you stuck, in your marriage? Are you stuck in schooling? Where are you stuck? Ask yourself that question, like, where do you want to advance to? And you just can't seem to get there. So that's the definition of stuck, where you feel like you just can't move from where you are. And I was pondering this because there are times in my life, gosh, I feel stuck. And me and my coach were riffing back and forth on this feeling of being stuck. And he's like, well, why do you feel stuck? And I said, well, because I'm not going anywhere. And how do you define? He says, well, how do you define where you're going? How do you know you got there? And it hit me. So think about this being stuck, okay? So you want to get to some place, right? So maybe you're stuck in your job. Let's take that one. It's an easy one to kind of unpack. You're stuck in your job and you want a better job. I guess that would be an end goal if you feel like you're stuck in your job, or maybe you want a promotion, something like that. So this feeling of being stuck is something that you put on yourself. Like maybe it's something that is a line that you are trying to draw, but it's not actually being stuck. So let me explain. If you feel stuck in your job, sometimes I feel stuck in my job. If I turn it around and look at my circumstance from a different perspective, then it's not so stuck anymore. Instead, it is I want to be somewhere else. It's not a need. So think about that stuck, right? So are you stuck there because you need something else, or are you stuck there because you want something else? Two very different things. Because when you need something, you have to hit that basic need, right? Like I need a place to live. I need to have food, clean food, shelter, water, the four walls. You need those things. You need to have some human interaction versus wants. I want to get a better job. Okay, well, now we're getting somewhere. Be thankful you have a job in the first place. It's a pretty rough world out there. So the fact you have a job, something to be thankful about. Think of the other places that you're stuck. Where are the areas that you can be thankful for in the place that you feel yourself stuck? And then ask yourself, hey, what do you want? What do I want to get in order to get myself unstuck? All right, so let's get a little practical, because I like small steps to big wins, right? So we've got this idea of being stuck somewhere, and we want to get ourselves unstuck. So here we go. First, identify the place where you're stuck. And then the second is just, find the things that you're thankful for, grateful for in the place that you are stuck, and try and make the best of being where you are at the moment, because maybe that's just where you're supposed to be. Sometimes we think we have to go get somewhere, and where we are isn't where we were supposed to be. But the reality is that we're learning what we need to learn in the circumstance that we're in. So while you're being stuck, ask yourself, what am I learning while I'm here? Okay, see if you can get something good out of that too. And then if you want to move forward some more, then think about those small micro movements that you need to make to get yourself unstuck. Okay, well, you got to identify a target. If you feel like you're stuck and you haven't identified a target, well, what are you getting unstuck to? So ask yourself, what's your target? Why do you need that target? Is that target attainable? And then reverse engineer it. Go backwards and say, okay, what's the small thing that I can do? Let's go back to the job. If you don't like the job, then what can you do? Well, you can look for a promotion in the job you are. You can start applying to other places. You could pick up a second job if it's an income issue. And I'll tell you this, it's easy for me on this side of the microphone to tell you to do those things. Believe me, because I've had people give that advice to me. Well, if you don't like your job, Sue, just go find another job. Well, yeah, that's easy to say, right? When you're stuck somewhere, it doesn't feel easy to get out of the thing that you're stuck in. So I gave you some practical tips to get unstuck, but the reality is that it still might not be easy for you. It's not easy. Maybe it's not easy to get unstuck. Well, let me blow your mind on this one, because sometimes I go there, but let's do a mind fuck for a minute. Suppose you just say, you know what? I'm going to get unstuck with ease. Those two little words, with ease, when you say to yourself, I'm going to get unstuck with ease, then the heavy lifting doesn't seem so heavy anymore. Try it. I mean, honestly, I when I remember and my brain's in the right spot, I put with ease at the end of what it is that I'm trying to accomplish, and it just doesn't seem so bad anymore, right? So today, you know what? Get yourself unstuck with ease. Go find those 1 or 2 or 3 micro movements to help you move yourself forward. And remember, getting unstuck is not a question of time. Like I need to be unstuck by next week. Well, yeah, if you want to be unstuck by next week, yeah, you can get unstuck by next week if you want. But just make sure you put your getting unstuck on the right time horizon for yourself, because maybe it's not what you think it is. And maybe you just need to sit right where you are. And I'll be the first to tell you, it's not an easy place to be. When you feel stuck, you feel hopeless, you feel defeated, you feel like the world's going to crash in around you. But one thing that I have learned, and the one thing I so appreciate my coach for, is that he has challenged me to reword and rephrase some of the things that I've been speaking to myself. So I would challenge you to do the same. Maybe you do feel stuck. Maybe you just need to rephrase it. I will get myself unstuck. Or maybe you're not really even stuck to begin with. I don't know. So I hope this helped. Please hit the stars if you haven't. It only takes like a fraction of a second. It does a lot to advance the podcast. If you listen to other podcasts, do the same for those podcasters as well. If you got any value out of this, please share it with a friend. Reach out and let them know that you got unstuck today, and this is what you listened to help. I don't know, whatever works for you, but I would greatly appreciate it. Until next time, friends, go make today awesome. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Small Steps, Big Wins podcast. I value your time with me, and I seek to make every moment count. In order to make lasting change in your life, listening is usually not enough. So I want to ask you, what practical steps are you going to put into action today as a result of listening to this podcast? Remember, any step, any action, no matter how small, starts your journey to a big win. And if you're not sure where to get started, check out my website, personalcoachfinder.com, and find someone who can help. Remember, life doesn't get better by chance, it gets better by choice. Take small steps today and make your life awesome, friends.